Hello everyone and welcome to the Erasmus talk show. My name is Mano Colombo and I'm your host for this third episode. I'm really happy to be there. This project is a project to talk about the Erasmus experience with Erasmus students from all around the world, and I'm really happy today to have two amazing guests, Deborah and Berkay. Hi.
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
Very good, thank you. And you're the first one to ask me.
Oh. She's a really nice person. I'm sorry.
You're really kind, aren't you?
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
Okay, can you introduce yourself?
Oh, ladies first.
Okay. I'm Deborah Borges. I'm from Brazil. I am 21 years old and I came to Germany as an exchange student. We don't have Erasmus in Brazil. And I arrived here in March. And yeah, I'm still here and I will leave in August probably. Yes.
I'm Berkay. I'm from Turkey. I'm 22. I study computer science, and I think I also came around March 17.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I've been living in Germany since then.
Okay, great. So the first question, why Germany?
Well, you go first.
Well, I study mechanical engineering in Brazil, so coming to Germany would be nice to study mechanical engineering, but I'm not studying mechanical engineering at all. But it's nice to come for this purpose, and also I would like to work in German companies or even in Germany. So when I was applying, it was my first choice to come to Germany, and actually my first choice was also Magdeburg, but yeah, we could talk about this later.
Well, for me, it was like contrary to Deborah, Erasmus was more about actually like the experience itself rather than education for me. And so I was trying to find like the countries where I can have like the most fun or like things like that. And I had actually 5 choices, and Germany was the last one. To be honest.
Funny Germany.
So yeah, like I think the first one was Sweden, then there was Netherlands, then some other countries as well, and fifth one was Germany. I think it was like a nice choice because like it's like a big country. I thought like there would be like a nice social environment. I chose Magdeburg specifically because it was the not only, but like one of the few German universities where they didn't ask for German language requirement, and because I don't speak German, and yeah, so I just chose Magdeburg, and that's how I end up here.
So you're both from countries that aren't part of the European Union, and so my question is like, how was it coming to Germany, but in general to European Union? Was it like, how was it?
Well, it's not hard to come, like the procedure. We basically know what we have to do, like we have to have a sort of acceptance letter, and for Brazilians it's easier to come because we can come to Europe freely for 3 months. So basically the procedure is to come and apply for the resident permit here, and yeah, but the hardest part is the financial part because the Brazilian currency is really way cheaper than euros, and also the minimum salaries are cheaper, so it's really restrict, so not everyone can come, and it's really hard to come. So being here is like a big thing for us from Brazil. Mainly it's far, it's completely different, people are completely different, the cultural thing. I thought it would be kind of harder because I don't have that much contact with Germans, but I think that if I had a lot of contact with Germans, definitely it would be way harder, way harder. And I know this because some friends of mine, they are working and they are starting new lives in German cities without the university environment, and for them it's harder because of the culture, the way they are, and yeah, so basically this.
Well, for me it was actually quite hard to like actually get my visa, and like I also have a special passport that I can actually come to Europe for 3 months as a tourist, but for education I had to get a visa, and I actually got my visa just like 5 days before my flight, and it was like quite stressful. I was like, oh, is it going to come? Is it going to come? Because I already booked my flight and stuff like that. It was. I don't know. Maybe it's because all of the like government stuff is like how it works like this in every country, maybe. But like it was very very hard to reach German embassy, and like I would write an email, they wouldn't give me an appointment. They have like this middle company where like they say don't interact with us, interact with this middle company. They will give every information to us, and then you have to get an appointment from the middle company, and like they give you an appointment for 3 months later, 4 months later. Yeah, and it was such a hard process for me. But also other than that, also the economical problem was a bit harsh, because as like to get a visa to Germany, you have to get like they ask you to have at least 861 euros per month. So like they want you to have this money so you can live in Germany without any other assistance. And the thing is, like, so my university was giving me 600 euros per month as a grant, but I had to put the difference in a blocked account all at once. So it was like around 2,000 euros or 2,500 euros or something like that. And I'm not quite sure how much of a money it is in terms of European Union stuff. Like, I don't know if it's also hard for you guys, but because of the exchange rate, it's like 1 euro is like 18 liras or something like that. And yeah, so it actually came around like 11 or 12 minimum wages, the money I have to put into my bank account. So yeah, it was quite hard in economical sense as well. But yeah, like once I got that problem solved, then it was all okay. And I think the hardest part to get a visa is the economical problem. And I think also they were talking about this in the previous episode, where I think European Union can give the people with like less income, people who come from families with less income, more money. So I was getting 600 euros, but my family's financial situation is like more than okay in terms of Turkey. But if it was different than that, like I think I wouldn't have the opportunity to come. I wouldn't be here if that was different. So
yeah, you wouldn't be able to have these 2,000 euros once, like
I know.
Just like that. Is it like the same amount for you in Brazil?
For example, we have to pay 860 per month, and in Brazil I don't remember if it's like 1,000 reais, but 1 euro it's 6 reais. So let's make it by 5 just to make it easier. It would be like 200 euros per month is the minimum.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of similar, yeah, but it's like really hard. And from my university to Germany, I didn't receive any sponsorship, but I know that for France, they have some grants, but it's 500 euros. So even with 500 euros, you would need a bit more, which only few families can afford to. So even with the grant and everything, it's also hard to come.
Yeah, so
the
like
currency.
Only a few students are actually have the opportunity to come to other countries to have an exchange program. I wanted to ask you, because you talk about cultural differences, Deborah. Could you be more specific about like what did you discover? Maybe what did you experience on like cultural differences? That could be good as bad, like anything, something you will always remember.
Yeah,
okay, if you have some too.
Germans has the fame of not being so warm, and it's true. It's not a lie. It's their way of being. They are straight to the point. They say it is what it is, and that's their way, which is completely different than in Brazil. We are warm, and like if you go to school and you are a foreigner, everyone will want to talk to you like, whoa, something new. And here it's not like this. They are more close on their circles of friends. They are not that open. Of course, if you start to go to university, you get to know them, but I think it's way easier to get to know international students, for me at least. And actually at the stores also, they treat you differently than in Brazil. In Brazil, it's everything calmer. They are more, I wouldn't say polite, because I think Germans are polite. They are just like as I said, straight to the point. They don't care if they're being they're putting flowers around their speech. It's just like
it is what it is.
What it is. And I wasn't so used to it.
Yeah.
And sometimes even I'm being like this maybe makes them a bit annoyed because, for example, I'm writing an email. I'm saying, hey, dear Mary, whatever. I would like to know if it's possible to, something like this.
Yeah, something like very...
Yeah, and then they just reply like, it's done. Literally. They don't put dear Deborah, it's just, it's done. Like, so,
They're efficient.
Exactly. So this kind of thing was hard for me at the beginning, but as I am in an international environment, I think I would feel even more different if I didn't have my international friends and everything.
Okay, and you, Berkay?
Yeah, for me it's actually this kind of similar. Like, I'm actually very glad to find this Erasmus group. Like, we are, I think we're very friendly to each other. We have like lots of fun together. And I think if I came here like not with Erasmus, but maybe like for a master's program, and like if we didn't have this kind of opportunity to meet with other international students, I think I would have really hard time to adjust to here. And I think also it's not just to judge Germany just by looking at Magdeburg, because I think it's quite different from like maybe the other parts of Germany as well. Like when I went to Berlin, it was like more international environment, or like when I went to West Germany or some cities like Köln, Düsseldorf, Duisburg or stuff like that. I think the people especially in Magdeburg, as Deborah said, are a bit colder, and yeah, it's actually really hard to make new German friends. I don't think I have made any German friends at all. You always talk to them, of course. Like you ask a question, they answer you. Like you have like a 2 or 3 minutes chat, but like they actually like give you the impression that they don't want to hang out with you that much. And yeah, so it is quite different, because as Deborah said, we in Turkey we are quite warmer, and when an international student comes to Turkey, like everyone wants to talk to them, and like everyone wants to be friends with them. And yeah, it was quite different in that sense. But as I said, in West Germany, when I went to West Germany, it was quite different. People were just coming up to me, like when they heard that I couldn't speak German, they were like, "Oh, where are you from? What are you doing?" or something like that. They would just ask questions, but not here. I don't know why. And also for the cultural differences, like, okay, I understand Magdeburg is a small city, but the social environment is not really good. Like, it's a university city. There are like 2 major universities here, and I don't know, after 5 or 6 p.m. when you go out to somewhere, I expect to see people. That's all I got used to back in Turkey. And I go out. I mean, there should be like thousands of students living here. Where are they? I don't know. Are they hiding in their rooms or something like that? Or even like if you go on like a Friday night or something like that, it's totally empty. And I just like can't understand, what are these guys doing? Like, why don't you go out? Why don't you do something?
Maybe they have like private parties we're not
They
invited to.
From what I understand, they usually have house parties. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why.
Still, yeah.
This thing with the working hours also is completely different, because I live in a small city in my university, and even there on Sunday, if you wanna go like shop stuff, and you can find, not all places, but you can find. And here, supermarkets are closed, like everything closed.
Yeah.
Don't cry.
No, it's just like I think it's also around all Europe. Like the Sunday is the off day, and I can understand that. But I think some places should be open at least. Like, I don't know if there could be like a system where like one of them is open this week, the other one is open the other week. But there should be something of like, if you like starve on Sunday, if you don't prepare something on Saturday, if you didn't go out shopping, you starve on Sunday. I don't like it. It doesn't it doesn't really make sense to me. Like, somewhere should be open. I mean, okay, I understand you guys like resting, but come on. I mean, like,
I like to eat.
Yeah, I like to eat, exactly. And yeah, it just like never happens to me in Turkey. Like Sunday is actually like another Saturday for us. Like we can go out. We all the supermarkets are open. Okay, maybe they close a bit earlier, but still.
Okay, but yeah, I've heard that for German people, if they are pretty cold at first, like when they're, if you gain their friendship, it's like it's a strong friendship forever. So I think that's the difference with a lot of countries, because even in France, well, I don't know if all regions are like that, but yeah, in France, like if there is a foreigner, you're gonna be like, oh, someone new, interesting. But yeah, I think they are more into like deep and strong friendship. One of the last question is, what would you take from Germany to implement in your country, or what would you take from your country to implement in Germany that you think it's missing and it's necessary?
I would say, I think not only in Germany, because sometimes the bee really freaks us out, but the transportation system. I think I feel way more free here. I can go wherever I want. Not all the time, but if I pay, I can. Like in Brazil, it's not like this. You have to plan yourself, and it's not as easy to find ways to move around, mainly outside Brazil, because it's huge. And I think if I had this freedom in Brazil, it would be so nice. And also safety. Like I feel safe almost all the time, and it's something that really drives my life in Brazil. So I'm not going to this place because it's not safe. I'm not going to this place alone because it's not safe. And here, I feel so free, so free. And it's really, 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 really nice. It's an amazing feeling. And I think that's one of the reasons why I'm really thinking about coming to Europe, because it's something that it's on my everyday life in Brazil, and you are always thinking about. And here, doesn't exist. And it's one last thing to think about it. And yeah, these two things mainly.
Okay. You're okay.
Well, for me, like I cannot say food because we already brought our food to Germany. You can find Turkish food everywhere. But I mean, the thing is, I think in Germany, like people are really strict about like rules and stuff like that, and in Turkey is like contrary. And I wouldn't bring Turkey to Germany, and I wouldn't bring Germany to Turkey, but I think both of the countries, yeah, should be somewhere in the middle. Like I mean, there should be some rules, and not like in Turkey, like we don't really care. Like you, like for example, most when European people come to Istanbul for Erasmus, I'm also in a body program where Erasmus students come and I take care of them, and they usually just freak out when they see the traffic system. Like when they want to cross the road and they see there is no traffic lights, or like even if there's traffic lights, the cars don't stop or something like that. They're just like, oh, we are going to die here or something like that. Yeah, it shouldn't be like that, but I don't think it should be as strict as here as well. Maybe like more of the Mediterranean European countries like Italy, Spain. There's like they have like more of a relaxed way of living. Still there are some rules, but still maybe like that. That could be.
So, for the last question, could you give me 3 or more words to describe your Erasmus experience?
Okay. I would say, first of all, a lot learning all the time, every time, all day, all night, because everything was so new. And even after all these months, we have a lot of new stuff every day. And so I think that if someone has the opportunity to go abroad, just go. Even if you don't speak the language, just go. Don't care, you will manage, because it's an amazing experience also to know yourself, because sometimes also learning about myself, you think that you already know yourself. I thought I knew myself. I thought I had a good self-knowledge, but I think that when you go abroad, you see that some things are not only you, it's like your country stuff. And I learned a lot when I went to the university, but here even more, so it's amazing. Also, as I said before, freedom. I feel really free here on that aspect that I already said before, of traveling, of going wherever I want. I also live alone in Brazil, but as I said, the country doesn't give me all the conditions to be even more free as I like to be. And also I would say connections, because it's amazing how we can make connections with people from whole different countries, whole different cultures, whole different backgrounds. So I'm really happy to have lived this experience and to be living it, because it's not over yet.
Well, for me, I would say the first one would be the traveling. As you guys already probably noticed, I spent a majority of my time traveling. I mean, since I got the chance as like not part of EU, and we don't have that like opportunity to travel all around Europe. And when I got the visa and when I got the money from European Union, I was like, okay, I better spend this money on traveling as much as possible, and I tried to travel as much as possible. That was really cool. I saw really nice places. I met with really nice people with all around Europe, so that was really great. Secondly, I would say friends. Like I made so many new friends, so many great friends. Like I wouldn't have imagined that I would be this happy. Like I thought like we would have fun, but I wasn't thinking we would be this good friends. And so it was really nice for me as well. And the last one is just like I would say the experience. It was like this Erasmus, like for the last 3.5 months, 4 months. I think this was the best experience of my life so far. Well, I as I already said before, like I got a lot of opportunities. There, like Europe, I think it's like the place for opportunities. You can do everything you want to do. It wasn't like that back in Turkey, so it was really nice for me, and I think I will definitely come back someday. Yeah.
Okay. Well, very emotional, very touching.
Yeah, warm.
Thank you for you two for coming, and thank you, of course, for the people that were watching this episode, and thank you for the audience. And I will see you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.